Welcome back, y'all. This is Failing Forward Forex, and I'm coming at you with a new week. So this will be the middle of November, coming close to the end of November, really. It's like the 13th, I believe. And so, coming at you with my weekly overview. Today is Sunday, going into the beginning of the week, and we're going to be looking at three pairs. The three pairs that I looked at last week, which was gold, US30, and the euro. And basically, all my trading plan was met on all three pairs. I believe I said gold was up. Gold smashed through my target of 1730 and is heading on to its way to 1785, which I told you last week was a pretty big level. Silver smashed through my target of about 22 or 21.4, also a pretty huge level. The levels I had marked out for the US30, 33,400, that got smashed through, and it was basically a straight climb off of one news event, which was a massive, massive day. Um, so I hope everybody was taking profits all week long. Euro also smashed up to those levels that I had marked out and that I had estimated. So for this week, what am I expecting and why am I expecting it? So for this week, I'm really looking for some bearish movement here to start the week out, and we may finish strong bullish. The reason I want to start out this week a little bearish is because these moves were enormous. It was based off of the release of the CPI data plus the. Gosh, what else happened last week? Let me pull it up really fast so I'm not giving you guys the wrong information. Yeah, so there was the CPI data that was absolutely massive. That was it. Yeah, I mean, there's a few other news folders, like FOMC members speaking and whatnot, but the biggest one was the CPI and then the prelim consumer sentiments. Um, those were pretty big on Friday as well, but I did not trade Friday. I was just honestly not in the mood. I was not in the mood for it in the slightest. I was done trading for the week, so to say. So, this upcoming week we have PPI on Tuesday, so we're going to look to be trading, and the state manufacturing index. So, gosh, there's a lot of news this week. Retail sales for US dollar. Then Thursday we have the Fed, the Philly Fed manufacturing index. Jeez, man. Lots and lots of red folders. So, with that being said, there's lots of opportunity for volatility. And since all this news coming out being against inflation really is what it was, is why it pushed the markets like the US30, the S&P 500, gold, silver. It pushed these things up because it was a fight against inflation, quote unquote. But I think that the market overreacted. I think that it was kind of too much in one direction, especially for how big these moves were. You know, they were absolutely massive moves. This one was 450 pips. This one 500 pips just on gold. US30. This one was absolutely massive. This was like 800 points in a series of like an hour or something like that. It was insane. So I do want to believe that these things will retrace, and I do want to see them come back down to what levels. For gold, I want to see it come back down to 1730. I think 1730 is a strong level. I think it will test it before it heads up to 1785. I think there will be some news. It'll push price back down. It'll test it, maybe test a little bit below, maybe like 1715. to 1730 area, and then it'll come back up and keep pushing upwards and upwards and upwards. Um, Silver, kind of expecting the same thing, a pullback into a continuation moving upwards. I want to see it test the highs, so I want to see it test 22.4 on silver. On gold, I definitely want to see it test the highs here of 1800. 1800 would be kind of like my big take profit, but again, my entries are going to be down here, and I will be going long. For the US30, man, I really think this thing is overreacted to the news. I don't think that it will be going much higher, strictly because I don't believe in the stock market right now. Even with crypto performing badly and people, losing a crap ton of money in crypto, and then they're going to look at stocks and they're going to be like, well, of course, this is the safer option. And they're going to start dumping their money back into stocks. But I don't think that stops the inflation. I don't think that stops the interest rates going up. I don't think any of that changes. So I still think the market is going to go down overall. Um, Even if people are still pumping money into it, especially especially now that crypto's kind of in a really bad place. Um, there's a couple coins that I think people should be looking at to invest in. If you guys are interested in that, just leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you guys, or send me a private message or on Instagram or Twitter or something, and I'll get back to you guys on those. But overall, on the US30, I want to see it go pretty bearish. There's a lot of news, so there's a lot of room for bullish momentum, especially with how strong this last week was. Whew. Just in one day, it made 1,280 points. That is a huge bearish or a huge bullish move. So, for me personally, I want to see it come down from here and continue to test somewhere in like the 33,000 area or even lower. I would love to see it go lower, but that's just me. As for the euro, now the euro is a tricky one. Overall, I thought I was pretty bearish on this, but yeah, overall, I thought I was pretty bearish on this. As you can see, it's been bearish for a very long time, like all the way into 2021, even. But now that it's kind of trying to break this structure, and it's doing it with like a really strong bullish momentum here, I think that we can see a potential reversal here. And this level is marked out from a long time ago. On TradingView, there's a lot more data, so you'll be able to see a lot more data back there. But we may be looking at a potential reversal on the euro. And I don't know for how long, but I would definitely like to see it contest like 1.08 or 1 point this high basically, and the bottom of these lows, which is right around like 1.08, like right here. Yeah, and I think once it does that, we could see it continue going bearish. But like I said, with how much bullish momentum these candles have, I just don't know. I'm not 100% that it's long yet. I'm not sold on this being long. So from here, I'd say it's gonna need a retracement. Uh, don't know how much. Potentially down to levels like 1.016 or even lower, 1.009. So either one of those is a good place to really look for a long. Or if you believe it's short, because like I said, I'm kind of like 50-50 on this at the moment. It could just retrace. Like I think it will retrace. I think the dollar will lose. I mean, I think the dollar will gain a lot of value and push kind of a little bit of everything further down, just so you can kind of get some better entries. So if you do want to go down, you know, or if you do think it's bearish with me, just wait and see. I'd say I'm fully convinced that it's bullish if you see like a continue or like a small retracement to maybe one of these levels over here, at the bottom of this or something, and then a continuation to break this high. Once it breaks this high, I think I'm going to be convinced it's coming up here, which is 1.06. And, from there, we'll have to just keep an eye on it. But that will be kind of my trading plan for these pairs. So I'm looking for bearish pullbacks into bullish entries for almost everything except for the US30. The US30, I really want to see just continue to go bearish just because fundamentally I think that this market doesn't have a lot of strength right now. I think that the data that was released kind of has inflated it to where people are just trading on hope more than they're putting money into it based on hope more than actual statistics and facts that are coming out. So we'll have to wait and see. I could be very wrong, but that's my overview for all four pairs, or technically for three pairs, because silver and gold are highly correlated. If you guys want to see more content like this, just hit that like button. Remember to subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.